Hello, my dear viewer, this afternoon. Welcome to our topic of discussion, youth and politics. And of course, this afternoon, I have one of the very prominent political analysts and, of course, a lecturer at Kisumu Marine School in Kisumu. Before I begin anything, allow me just to give him some few seconds at least to do some introduction. Yes, hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm very fine, as I think you can see. Yeah.
Now, perhaps I might have left out maybe something, maybe about yourself, your profile, or do you just look at the camera and tell my viewer who you are?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Andrew Onyango, Mr. Born and raised in Rusinga Island, a very nice village that has always give out prominent people called Sienga, Kamasengre. Currently, I'm a domicile by choice in Kisumu town, that is Kisumu Central constituency, Kondele Ward, uh, around Konambuta unit. I'm a tutor at Marine College. That was launched by the Honorable His Excellency, the President of Kenya, and the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. Today I'm here on this wonderful and upcoming TV, whereby that was started by most of my products, headed by the Mr. Steve. So I wish the viewers to come forward today so that we can have a discussion on political aspect that has been a core factor on the youth development in our society. Feel welcome and feel free as we start this journey together. Thank you. Back to studio.
Thank you very big welcome, my dear viewer. You can actually share your comments with us and, of course, tell us where you're watching us from. I'm also very happy to see Dennis Oder is in.
Welcome, brother. You are welcome. Welcome, soldier.
Yeah, now, our topic of discussion this afternoon is youth and politics. Before we begin, now, let's discuss what do you understand by the term politics?
Politics has a divergent view on different aspects. Others sees as a way of joining high positions so that you can maybe be a prominent person in a society, or others view is as a way of getting getting income from different perspective. But in a real sense, we are calling for what we call a proper and a thorough political stability, not political instability. So most of our politicians, they are going to politics so that they can stable themselves than working for the people. So the core concern today is about youth and politics. Youth are us, youth are we. In a society, we are having different cluster of people, but they do say that youth age starts from 15 years, sorry, to 35.
To 35.
But more so, when our president addressed the nation recently, he said that he's also a youth. So meaning that from 15 to 59 years. Yeah.
Now, our topic of we today we just want to measure on the youth between 15 to between 18 to 34, because that is actually the majority that actually form a better part of the population in the country, almost 70%. But you find that because of the hullabaloo that actually take place within the country every after 5 years of election, so you actually find that the youth sometimes are neglected, or the youth sometimes are being misused in these elections right now. So do you want to get the role of youth in politics? Do you believe, I believe you're a youth still.
Yes, I'm a youth.
Do you
I'm a
believe
youth.
that actually you have a role to play in the politicking of the country?
Several roles to play. I think youth are the people, are the epicenter of societal growth. They are the people who should see on how they can mobilize resources. They are also there to mobilize people and also create awareness on how they can help people to move to these political issues. But in the long run, youth are the eye. They check on the community issues, from development, from the deviances, from social, cultural, political aspect. So youth play a good role in a society, but we've been misused for several times, whereby our voices are not being heard, because they are saying that maybe we don't have economic muscles to go ahead and fight for these positions. So, in a long run, you'll find that most youth are staying behind, but not going ahead to do what? To fight for these positions. So, but realistically, we can do it. Why? I was once told by, though I'm an economist, there's a guy called Ogmanindo that said that if you have wisdom and knowledge, you can go ahead and do what? And look for something and you'll find it. But unfortunately, we fear because of the finances. But if you have the convincing power, you can be part and parcel of a political realignment that is coming sooner. So what we should do, should come together, build our strategies as youths, so that we can fight together to a given destiny. So let us come out as youths, so that we can be in the forefront, so that we can also bring out our issues forward, so that we can also be the participant in the societal development activities, so that we can remove the issues of you cannot make it, who are you, whom do you know? Are you getting me? If you have brain and you have influence, you can make. That's what about leadership entails. Because politics, management, and leadership, they are where they meet. A matter of influence.
Yeah, and I would also want us to really define to my viewer what the roles of politics in a country.
Politics play a very vital role in our society. A country just like a society or in our community. Politics, they assist us to mend or understand the legal issues that maybe can be used to govern our country. Politics assist us to know how we can govern ourselves. Politics can assist us to know how we can mobilize, develop, and distribute the resources. Politics help us to understand, or maybe to know, or how can reason on the perspective of social, political, social, economical, and social cultural issues that affect our society. Policies can also help us to in-source and outsource resources in different areas, so that they can be used for different purposes for building our society. Yes.
Okay, allow me to welcome my viewers. I'm actually seeing Dennis Odero feel most welcome. We also have Wuda Pio Nyokech, from Wajir Central. Thank you very big. We have Fred Ogola watching from Embakasi. Greetings, lecturer.
Thank you.
Then we have Eric Omondi saying Mano and Rikus.
Thank you, Eric.
We also have Wuda Pio Nyokech saying politics is the set of activities that are associated with the making decision in groups, or we can in groups or other forms of power relations between individuals, such as the distribution of resources or status. Then we have also Sami Haji saying watching from Kisumu Garissa Lodge.
Thank you, our viewers.
Feel most welcome. Then we also have we have Walaga Nix Idi Wosuba Maja Rusingana Igolo Kanye.
Bwana Waruaki bwana.
Sami Yaji saying that youth should be between 18 to 35 years of age.
Reverse is 15.
Then Simon Oiro is also saying, I encourage youths to come out and try their lucks in politics. I think youths are the ones who can bring positive changes in the society. Ward Central game mwenyewe, karibu sana.
Yes.
Then tuko na King Jarongo anasema kwamba yuko ndani. Adhiambo Jane watching from Ethiopia.
Welcome Adis.
And Ken Okoth is also watching.
That's my boy. My boy, welcome Udambira.
Now, of all the definition actually given us the roles that actually the politics is trying to do in the government. Then also you also talked about youth should actually be given full participation in the politics arena.
Yes.
But again, how comes that all these things you still find that the country can actually is not in a position whereby now you find that there's a lot of kills everywhere. We have bad governance, you have corruption, we have so many things that, of course, ethnic wars. What brings this?
I think the reason that maybe can lead to this is because of number one, ethnocentrism factor. We have ethnocentrism, nepotism, and maybe you can talk about the ethnic classes, and maybe youth are not being heard, and maybe talk about unemployment. Youth are bitter because when you go outside there to look to seek for employment, the first question will be, which tribe are you? Number two, whom do you know? Are you getting me? They don't insert the factor that this person went through the system, this person had experience, and this one should be given the mandate now to go ahead and do what? And express knowledge and skills. Are you getting me? So in a long run, you'll find that youth are very bitter because during elections, we are voting people who can go and help us upside there. But unfortunately, these guys are the guys who are going ahead to do what? To manipulate, bring lies. They are very greedy. Are you getting me? They consider their close allies than experienced parties who can assist to them to develop their areas. So in a long run, the poor governance comes whereby we are having leaders who do not recognize the importance of those of whom they lead. We have leaders who does not understand, who did not map the interests of the parties that voted them in. But I remember waking up in the morning, in a chilly morning, to go and vote somebody, expecting some goodies from them. Then unfortunately, these people are not even worthy to fulfill their anticipated manifestos.
But somebody also would argue, if at all the youth is actually forming a very greater percentage of population, like let's say 70%.
That's true.
Then of course, if it comes to election, we definitely expect that of course the voice of the youth should be heard. How comes again when it comes to election, the majority are being manipulated by the few?
The thing is, I think the reason why you cannot, most youth cannot vote with an empty stomach. That's true. The reason why the reason why most youths are going to the wrong direction is because of lack of empowerment. There is no political instability. They don't have stable activities. So they're saying that if I get this 500 shillings, it will help me. They don't see what will come tomorrow. But I think my urge to my fellow youth is that let us fight the war. Revolution is a process. Are you getting me? Economic development has stages. From traditional to high mass consumption. It's a process. People will starve. But let us try to go out and vote leaders who can hear our voices. We should not vote a leader because of how much they have. Let us vote leader because of the policies they have. What are their policies? What are their greed scorecards? Are you getting? Can we consider the current activities of these leaders? How many people have they assisted or employed? Because if a leader gives you 50 bob today, they will tell that no, by the time you voted me, you voted me in, I think I give you 1,000 shillings.
Now,
so what do you need again?
what your reasoning when you say that actually when we want to now elect leaders, it's very good for the youth or maybe for the majority or for the citizens to actually give them a scorecard of actually trying to get to know or rather understand what they've done in the past. Yes. I do believe, rather I feel like you've left youths outside because, for example, this is a person that actually just completed his education, so he's not got a job yet, he doesn't have a business, but he wants to vie for a political position. Where do you think this guy has some maybe scorecard to present?
I think scorecards come in different categories in a society. Society, you can do a lot of activities. You can even be part and parcel of the initiatives. We have things like you can form some groups, help them, link them to the outside world, to the people who can help them. Are you getting me? If you have ambition, you must be prepared. And if you are preparing, you have to fight to the last coin. Are you getting me? So in a good proceeding or process, this you are saying that somebody is having an empty wallet, but you want to vie for a political post. Are you getting me? You can be a person who can mobilize the resources. We have the prominent people in a society who also consider youth as the most key change agent. Are you getting me? Or the key stakeholders. These guys, they can be brought together. Are you getting me? Through your influence and coordination, and lobby and advocate for this simple initiatives. Then after that, these guys will consider your interest because of your linkages, connections, and now maybe you've chipped in to assist in some issues in a society. Not that you have to give out money for that. But let me just answer that.
Yeah.
But in we are in Africa, whereby money is a factor of production. Where money consider or money means what in life? M for money. Are you getting me? O for what, sir? So in a process,
Yeah.
money means everything in a society. If you don't have money, they view as a useless person.
Yeah.
But for my youth, what I can urge you is this, yeah? Have the community at heart. Be disciplined. Understand your area of jurisdiction. Let people know you based on maybe how you are behaving, what you are doing there, how you interact with them, how you understand their issues. Are you getting me? Don't be somebody who always they discuss you as a what? As a failure everywhere. Are you getting me? Youth have been testing different leadership. Like I can give a testimony. I know most my views know. I know my friend, my former boss, Mr. Ken Okoth, is watching from Ambera Mubimba. In a real sense, we were given an institution to manage. That's the Revision College. When the school was almost going down, the person who was removed from that office was at above age. When we were given the mandate to do that, we brought the school to is what? A good level, whereby we were able to pay the lecturers in time, clear the bills and other things, yeah, and at least give the boss some interests. Are you getting me? But change is necessary everywhere. But people resist change because of some reasons. We resisted change that was not able to give our what? The benefits of
The benefit.
the benefits.
Yeah.
Then you are removed because you are not able to accept, to be manipulated and maybe to other things. So in a long run, youths must stand on their ground. Be tough, build yourself, consider getting something out of nothing. Are you getting me? Don't wait for them to tell you that now go. Like for me, I might be willing to vie for some position in the coming years because I now have the capacity and ability. I have knowledge. Yeah.
Allow me to invite again our viewers here now. To those of us who are actually joining right now, we are discussing youths and politics, and of course many have been complaining bitterly because many of the youth actually do feel that they've been left out in the political field, and especially in terms of making decisions. Now, if you're there, kindly give us your thought and of course make us understand from your point of view. Seeing also when you have here, allow me read the comments here. Wow. We also have here Sami Haji. He's saying youths should be between 18 and 35. We read that. Then to gonna Simon Oiro. I encourage youths to come out and try their lucks in politics. I think youths are the ones who can bring positive change in the society. Ward Central game mwenyewe. Then we have King Jarongo Nikondani, Adhiambo Jane watching from Ethiopia. Ken Okoth is watching. Anasema kwamba nawaona watu wangu.
Welcome Mudambera.
From Nairobi.
Yes.
Then tukuna Shemo War, Eldoret Kamigodi. Thank you very big for checking in. King Jarongo anasema kwamba Mosna Oiro Soja. Then tukuna Kalpitas yule mchukua anasema kwamba watching from Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology. Thumbs up, Woodrow Singer.
Thank you very much, Baba.
Walaga Nick City is saying that Steve Jarosinga ni siasa obere saidi sana.
Thank you, sir.
Then tukona Bonnie Trevor Ndede. Oh, Bonnie Trevor Ndede is watching. Phil, most welcome. So I'm next to be interviewed. Give a date, Steve. Phil, most welcome. You also have a Bungu system. Big man. Phil, most welcome. This is a musician, very good musician. Karibu sana. Of course, tukona Bonnie Trevor Ndede. So kudos to Andrew.
Thank you, Ndede. Thank you,
Bonnie Trevor is also one of the young youth that is actually trying to make it in the life of politics.
That's
now
in
Nyalenda.
In Nyalenda.
Oh, you know Bonnie Trevor?
Bonnie's a gentleman. Bonnie we worked with him. He was one of, he was in the administration.
Yeah, one of the staffs.
Yeah, one of the staff. I know Bonnie. Bonnie's a very strong guy.
Yeah. Now, let me now ask you now. There are youths outside there that are trying to get into the field of the politics, at least to make some changes, because people are born with different ideas, people are born with different talents, people are born with different powers. But you find that because of the denial of the space, they cannot actually not get this, either because of the ignorance, because perhaps they do not understand the constitution, or perhaps because they do not know their rights. Now, will you now elaborate the rights that youth actually have towards the politics front?
Before I give that answer, I think Mr. Steve, change is a process. Transformation is a process. I was once told that transformation is a process of moving from ascribe to achieve status. A child can scroll for several months, then after that, child will start walking. If you go back to the theory of Sigmund Freud over child development, it's a process. If you revisit the theory of B.F. Skinner about operant conditioning, punishment, and reward, it's a process. Let me just speak it from that point. Youth should be rewarded of their good job in a society. Youth has been people who are, number one, they maintain the community security issues. Number one, they know what affects their society. Number two, number three, they understand their background. So youth should be youth should take the center stage. They should move forward to ensure that the societal development activities in terms of resource allocation, in terms of resource mobilization, in terms of leadership and power structure. Because I know when you have prowess, skills and auspicious, it can help you to transverse, are you getting me, to the leadership world. They can help you to influence people to follow you. There is no need for us to wait for the old age to give a direction. Are you getting me? It is time for us to take step and move forward. I get so that we can go and compete with these people. They might have money, but what matters is what you have in your brain, and how can you influence the community to follow you. The voters' interest lies on some funny and simple issues. Are you getting me? Simple issues, because you cannot live whereby roads are in more than deplorable state. We are having rich social amenities. Are you getting me? We are having poor. Even when you go to the society, they will find that maybe some families some widows are still living in a very pathetic houses. Are you getting me? But you have the resources to help these people. But if we can come together and hold ourselves, we can move to a better direction. So our roles should not only end in Tialala, Tibim, and Wangni Wanyale. Are you getting me? Our role should go beyond, are you getting me? Yeah. Getting what they are also getting from that point. So it is our responsibility as youth to come together and fight. It's our responsibility as youth to go to the community and tell them that even youth can also be a good leaders. Why? There is nothing like that. They do say that youth are leaders of tomorrow. No, we are today. We are living now. We won't live tomorrow.
So we are leaders of today, not tomorrow.
Today, not tomorrow. It is our time.
You are changing the philosophy.
It is our time. Yeah. You know, these things were only ascribed by different scholars who are not even able to understand or to interpret their meanings. Are you getting me? So when we believe in the past history, or when we believe in the past issues, we cannot grow as youth. So it's our time to go out and seek for these things. It's our time to go out and execute our plans.
But Mr. Handru, let me ask you, how is this possible if at all the youth themselves are divided? Because, they themselves are divided because you find that politicians themselves have actually managed to, corrupt the minds of the youth. So how can this be undone?
I think if you have knowledge and you went through the system, and you know what really affects your society or your community, and you know the voters' interest. You can only follow a politician if that person has something good for the people. You can only follow somebody who has been in the public office, but the scorecards are reasonable. So it is our time now to come out, are you getting me? Not to be manipulated by these politicians who does not mean good for the people. It is our time to ensure that we come together, we unify, so that we can fight one cause. One cause is even youth should be out for change. And change is us, not them. And change is now, not tomorrow.
Mr. Andrew Onyango, allow me to engage my viewers again. My viewer again. If you are joining right now, our topic of discussion is actually on the below the bars there. We are discussing about youths and politics. Do you really believe that actually youths do have the power and, of course, do they have the guts to actually change the system within the country, or perhaps Africa as a whole, perhaps even in the whole world? Because people normally say, or rather, it's a cliche that goes around, that youths are the leaders of tomorrow. Do you believe in that? And if at all you do you think that youths have actually been well represented in the government? Allow me to read these. I'm actually having here Samji Haji is saying the major enemy to our youths is unemployment, which then leads to crime and misinformed decision.
Fact.
Through voting, one has to be hired as a goon or object of destruction.
That's true. That's true.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true.
He continues by saying that as an advocate and a crusader for youths, as an advocate and a crusader for youths rights and fair share of the national as an advocate and a crusader for youths right and fair share of the national cake, I have time and again encourage youths to practice high level of innovation to avoid being used by ill-minded politicians.
Can I talk about that point?
Yeah.
What's the name of that guy?
He's called Sami Ihaji.
Sami, thank you very much for that pregnant point. I really touched a lot. Unemployment is a concern for our youth. Because people do say that, okay, being an entrepreneur is good. You can create your own based on innovativeness and creativity. But in a long run, you can only create something if you have something. How will you start a business with IMT? Maybe empty pocket. But first I say that Ogmanido started a business with wisdom and knowledge. We live in what we call the philosophical history, but those things are the past. But nowadays, while the world is, the population keep on increasing. Degrees are there, diplomas and certificates are there. Are you getting me? So getting this job is a problem. I said before that for you to get a job, whom do you know? That is a factor in our Kenya. It's in Kenya, in our country, because of politics. Are you supporting me? How many times have you been criticizing me in social media and other things?
You come from my area.
Are you getting me? Yeah. Where do you come? Where are you coming from? Are you a child of a prominent person here? Do you have a PhD or masters, like in our Luo here? PhD or masters? Are you getting me? So for us to build ourselves as youth, it is our time to come up together and uplift one another. If you have some resources, bring these parties together and discuss that what can we do so that we can be to the next stage of life. So the political aspect in Kenya only recognized those who has. But if you don't have, you are being placed in a mad and pathetic situation whereby you cannot manage it in life.
Whereby you cannot breathe.
Yeah. So basically, we must fight. We must fight to the higher position, so that maybe when you have our youth there, they can also remember. But remember, we voted the youth too.
Yeah, because the concern of Vijay is actually trying to say that this actually tried to happen. Most of politicians are using the youth because of either most of the youths are idle. They do not have what they're doing, because once somebody is actually stable
desperation,
he cannot be fooled around.
Yeah.
We also have here Joseph Kasuki saying, watching from Kajiado, Nikondani Ndani, thank you very big. Mandela Woodbondo. Aha. I saying Sanikoro Yudenyaka Oko stand out to be counted.
Correct. This is our time.
Bondo Viking is saying the future is luminous, youth and politics. We have Eric Omolo following.
Baba Mosi.
We have Richard Tiberias.
Those are my boys.
He's saying, I love the setup, bro. I like the entire thing. Thank you very big. Another level detected. Thank you very big.
Transformation is a process, but they will reach there.
Yeah, he's saying, watching from Nairobi Aviation Alumni Gotea lecturer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
See, a student are watching you, eh?
Yeah, thank you.
Then we have very good member again, Faith Milai. Faith Milai is saying, Mosjatel, I'm asking, what do you say about the cartels who are hindering us from reaching to speak out because you find that we are the site of the community, but we can't reach out to express our motive.
Can I talk?
Please
Can I?
tell us why, or tell us why we should pass through these cartels. Who do you know, etc.?
I think cartelism has been a stumbling block of meeting the economic development activities in our country. The solution that we can maybe what we can do, what we can put forward, is a matter of just coming together. Coming together will help us to vote somebody who can hear our voices. Because in this country, I'm repeating this, if you are poor, you'll be poor forever. If you are rich, you'll be rich forever. So this trend, this pervertic trend, we can find solution to it, so that we can also fight for the people who can hear our voices. The cartelism, the close cronies, these guys has really made. So let's talk about the Nyanza counties. They are saying that Kisumu is Europe. Yes, Kisumu is Europe. I don't want to talk much about it, but you work in Kisumu. Are you Kisumu is Europe? Because I normally in supporting the Kisumu Nini. Sindio, Kisumu is Europe, yes. Are you seeing any changes? If the economic activity, these small activities, the mamambogas, the women who are selling mutumbas and other people, are being withdrawn away from where they used to get their daily income, how will these guys survive? Without the proper strategy solutions that can help them. That's how the cartelism works. Go to my mother county, Homa Bay County. We have a governor. His work is only to say, asewacho, cooler down and other things. But there's nothing constructive that they can bring on a table to help. And I'm also, and these cartels are the people who always advise these leaders. So they don't give them the proper solution. They're only going for their stomach to get tenders and some small money for them to survive. But in a long run, if we can come together and have the same voice, vote people who can help us end this, it will be something good. And now I'm very much impressed by the Uhuru and Raila, is now Uhuru and Raila government, not Ruto's government. We can at least see some development. Come to Kisumu. Are you getting me? Kisumu, we are having a marine college here. The port is now being upgraded. And other things, we have Barabara here. So cartelism can only end if we vote in leaders who understand the community, who understand the youth problems, who can go ahead and help us get the solutions to those problems.
But before the voting period arrives, is there any way the youth can actually come together to oust out these cartels? Because you'd find that somebody would want to do something, but they don't do it. For example, now we have stalls all over. You cannot be given that stall directly. You have to pass through somebody, and then someone has to pass through someone.
Cartelisms are being controlled by these leaders. So for you to end them is to vote these leaders out of the offices. That's a fact. Now you cannot tell me that I go and start fighting somebody kwa barabara because it's a cartel. The only weapon I have is my voice, and my voice is my what? Is my vote. Are you getting me? So if you can go out there, spread the gospel, how we've been trying to reach these people so that they can help us change our society or change our lives. So these people always said, okay, we'll do it. Remember that in Nyanza, I don't know if there's anything about the public participation decision making. I don't know if there is somewhere, because I've never heard. And prioritization and need identification, I've never seen it. Unasikia tu eti this thing was implemented somewhere, but what were the criteria that was employed? Was the community involved? That's not there. So to fight cartels, we must vote these bad leaders out. That's the only way.
By voting.
Vote by voting.
That means that before the voting actually, before the election period begins or rather ends, then when we vote these bad leaders, we'll just have to enjoy that bad governance for all that.
If any case we cannot wait, we can seek
there's no any remedy in between.
We can seek for legal redress. Yeah. We can file a petition against the person who is in the office. But
Yeah.
the problem is, even if you file a petition today, those guys are already, they know themselves. You just as if they are making noise. When you were in Noma Bay County, we have some cartels that were removed from the office through filing a petition, misuse of funds and other things. In my county, they always change speakers, not speakers, sorry, the majority leaders, chief whip and minority, every day. Are you getting me? So can you think that in that place we can get any development? We can't, because these things are being controlled by somebody that one is not in the picture, but is being controlled. Mfanye hivi so that maybe we can delay. Are you getting me? So which legacy? You are from Mobi County. Are we to leave which kind of legacy behind? Dancing and making people laugh in
Faith
funerals.
Bilai, I believe you've actually been answered there. Walaga Nick City is saying Kakimba High School alumni, big ups in both running the program and as well politics. Silas Jakakimba should see this.
Mugambi, you are welcome, please.
Yeah. Then of course we're having, what he's saying is asking from where. I don't get your question. And then of course you have Sami Haji. He has a concern here again. He's saying, Mr. Andrew, know that our youths also cannot be in any way rewarded unless they put in effort and show commitment to the process of national development and avoid underrating chances available at the lowest stages in the community. We have had projects like cleaning the trenches, and many times I see only few youths turning up. You must arise.
Thank you very much. That's a concern. But remember, okay, when the president initiated the Kazim Tani, I think I saw, even myself, I went there. I did it here in Manyata for some 3 weeks. I did it. With that, my degree and experience and other things, with the competency I have and other things, I did such things. So when you talk about such initiatives, we can go. But most of the people who are at the upper level, they think that we should just remain there. They should not rise. Are you getting me? So if you remain there by minus fighting, it will be a problem to us. We should come out and fight. We should come out and ensure that we also get what they are getting, so that we can bring them back to the community. Giving back to the community is a core concern if you are blessed. But most of the people, after getting those positions, they forget. Are you getting me? It's the same thing that after working for a manager for several years, when there's a simple mistake, they forget what you did for them to make them be where they are. Are you getting me? So youth can rise. We can start from scratch to somewhere, but we should not just remain there. We must rise.
I would also want to ask you, are there programs that actually have been set aside for the youth to actually participate in? We're coming up to, allow me read this. There's a comment here from Richard Tibere saying, we have many leaders who are good in talking and full ideas, but don't apply them.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Anyway, what is he doing or planning to do at least for our youth to be heard? The guy is smart. But then again, is he doing something in terms of mobilizing youth for goodies? And then you also have here, that is a concern from Richard Tiberius. We also have here some write-up from Ino Oduor. This is an elder at Better Living Church in Kisumu.
Yes.
He's saying, we don't need Mama Mboga within the CBD period. We don't need Mama Mboga within the CBD. Walk in supermarket while in CBD, pick what you want, then walk home.
Can I answer that guy? I think Elder, just a minute. Elder, I think you are watching me now. I think if you follow the economic transformation progress or transformation aspect, even those supermarkets started from Mama Mboga or from a small kiosk. So you cannot tell us that the Mama Mboga should not be seen within the CBD. Do you have they set a place for them to go and stay? Is there something that they can go, and because they have families, they have mostly they are feeding. Others are widows. Are you getting me? Others are paying school fee. When you say that, go walk to the supermarket. If you are able, not everyone are able. Are you getting me? So don't say that Mama Mboga everybody should walk and pick nyanya and a lot inside the supermarket. It's a bit tricky. So what you should tell us that, if any case our Evo governor, the only professor we have as a governor, if any case he would have set aside somewhere before taking those people outside the town. I getting me along the streets. Because those guys, they pay bills. The reason why we are having insecurities nowadays, mostly in Kisumu, is because of most of the youth who are surviving Pale Gikomba, they were chased away. So if they find with you have 100 shillings, they have to go with it. They have to go with all on their phones. Why? Because they have families to feed. The demand is high, but the supply is very low. So even if you're saying that, maybe, I'm not impressed by that statement, but people can give out their view, either positive or negative. But you see, walking to the supermarket is for other people, not all. Like me, I'm used to mboga ya 10 bob upper Manyata most of the time. I getting that I can feed from that. Yeah. But mostly we must, before we take any initiative.
Somebody would like you that actually the government of Kisumu tried to allocate for them maybe places where they are working at, and then of course maybe it had to take time, transformation.
I know transformation is a process,
Yeah.
But before you take any initiative, you must tell those guys where will they go. Are you getting me? After this place, please, you'll move to the other side. Then this what will happen, this duration. Are you getting me? But not saying that we don't need you here, go back home and stay at home as you wait for the solution. It doesn't. Remember, there's a woman who was almost being killed here, and this guy, you can recall. I get it. What happened? Because the lady was selling groundnuts that was not even worth around 300 shillings, and she was pushed from nowhere to the other side of the Nini. Why were they doing that? Why were they doing that? From whose directive?
He goes and say, tell our guest. Okay. I'm seeing there's a comment there. Thank you very big. Anyway, we are discussing about youth and politics in terms of how actually the youth could also be indulged into what is actually taking place within the country. Now, Mr. Andrew Onyango.
Yes.
According to what you see, would you talk to a youth that is actually watching the program in the current system that actually have? What is the participation towards the current system? Because we have seen transformation, youths are still being left out.
Yes.
We've talked about entrepreneurship and etc. But now, right now, where we are right now, we have the BBIs, we have so many initiatives within the country, and of course things are coming up. We have the tenders that are actually being awarded just for these other cartels. But are there other forums or maybe other programs that are actually set aside for the youth that they can actually benefit in? Do we have funds set aside for the youth that they can actually go and take and of course start their businesses?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just come back to BBI. I know people are talking about the issue of BBI. The BBI in Kijaluo tunasema eti ber biro irwa. Are you getting me? Meaning that good things are coming on our side or to us. So in a long run, BBI initiative, the BBI, that project is going to ensure that we are having good allocation to our county government. But will they make use of it? If the 15% they are being given out, they cannot even manage, what about 35%? There's a question there, and the only person who can answer that, the source of the what? Of the BBI. So in a long run, we can find that youth programs are there. We have the Wezo Fund, we have the Youth Fund, we have the women funds. They are there. Are you getting me? So in a long run, we'll find that we can seek for other alternatives to make us survive as youths. Are you getting me? If you have your profession, you can implement, you can invent something. I always give an example of a very hardworking lady. She's called Emma Ondono. She's doing a business as an entrepreneur. She invented that business called Top Edge Clothing in Nairobi. She's doing fine. And other parties who are doing the same businesses. Why can't we go and take this money and start a business? I know it is a process. It is but let us embrace our creativity and let us also employ what we learn in class so that they can help us to develop something there in the outside world. But in the fear factor here is simple, because most people think that I went through the system, I have everything. Should I go back and do farming in my village? It's a question. I start having issues with my villagers that is saying that, oh, we took you to school, you are coming here for what? What people say should not change your mind. What should matter is that, are you focusing ahead and getting something out of what you're thinking? Your thought should be positive always. Be that you are living in a what? In abject poverty. Say that, no, one day I'll be there. So youth programs are there. And the next point, you can say that in the county government, we have the youth representatives, but they have failed us. That's true. In my county government, you have youth you have leaders who are given the money to go and fight for the youth affairs. They failed. I don't know if they don't know their roles. I don't know where is the problem. I don't know the reason why this thing's happening. I don't know why. I don't know the reason why. I don't know why, because maybe they fear other parties.
What do you think is the best criteria for actually electing a leader according to your understanding?
I think election is a process, and being a leader is possess a lot of qualities. Let me start with qualities of a good leader. The first one, a good leader must be goal oriented. Second, a good communicator or a good debater. A good leader must be honest. A good leader must advocate and lobby for the interest of the people. A good leader must be accommodative. Are you getting me? A good leader must possess some skills and knowledge on how you can convince other parties to bring the resources to the people. A good leader will be somebody who can articulate issues that understand in correlation with the environment that this person is coming from. Are you getting me? So for an election, a leader should be elected based on, number one, the scorecards. What has this person done to the people? How many of this person help in terms of employment, in terms of assisting the most vulnerable, in terms of sponsoring the needy students in a society, in terms of helping the widow, in terms of lobbying and advocating for project or connecting community to the outside world. I can give an example. I have a friend who is vying for Suba North constituency called Peter Omondi Makodida. Makodida, his projects are being seen in society. The guy has done a lot to Suba people, from building schools, helping the widow, bringing the NGOs and CBOs there. We are really employed people in my area. So if that person come to the village, please now, I want you to give me this chance so that I can go and do what, and maybe bring more in addition to what I've been doing. What will you say? You can help. In the real sense, we must also consider some factors of voting this person. If this person has been with us in our problem that is facing us. Problems are not only matanga. Are you getting me? We have issues.
Allow me to read some comment. I
Okay,
never cleared another comment here. That is from Duori, saying we have this designated places for. Okay, he's responding to that. We have designated places for Mama Mbogas, designated places for Mboga like Jubilee, and that's what our governor is working on. I mean Kisumu City. Tell our guest to measure his lecture on our youths. We can only change the face of this country through education. Otherwise, the forest might change, but the monkeys will never change.
Thank you, sir. I think on that. Just give me 1 minute. Thank you very much for that. For that point. Education is not everything in a society. It's not everything. You can have that knowledge, but you are going to do nothing with it. You could have said that let us tell our youth to be more innovative and creative. They can create their own. Not only educated people are successful. We have people outside here who are employing those educated people, but they are only class 1 dropouts. That's true. But we can also embrace education because it also helps some situation. Number one, reasoning. And how you can how you can carry yourself. The governor solution to those problems is good and appreciate it. But I think next time, let parties, let them create a place where these guys can go sorry, let him create a place for the people before remove them from where they were before. Thank you.
Yeah, the discussion was actually not for Kisumu City.
Sorry,
we
we are in
were
politics.
discussing youth and politics.
It is politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is politics.
Then I also have here Sami Haji saying youths are very vibrant and can form a good percentage of national development. What the leadership need to put in place is good opportunities for youth to be able to access loans for better business and innovation.
Thank you.
A huge percentage of resourceful youths are being wasted in slums. You get that? A huge percentage of resourceful youths are being wasted in slums. Because you find these people, actually, a number of youths are very well educated, they have experience, but now they are not given a space to exercise this. Now, he's also saying, personally, I have been able to train, empower, and send out a number of youths in the IT field, but they have been unable to access loans to start up a business. Yet the government says there's a allocation of funds that is actually supposed to be given to youths.
Are you getting that?
Where is the loan?
Is your friend answered? The initial comment. The initial comment is answered, isn't it? So I think on that basis, youth have been writing several proposal and business plans so that they can get these loans. But for these things to be approved, whom do you know? How much do you have so that you can? Because if you give her this money, you are going to take a given percent. So youths are being demoralized. You are doing this today, when you go there tomorrow again, things change. So what do you think you can do on this basis? You will find your way that no, this I can't go again to seek for these things. What can I do? Let me look for other ways. And those other ways will not come. So the thing is, I'm repeating this, the most understandable, organized, competent youth are outside here. They are seeking for this employment. But the most incompetent who cannot deliver are in the office. That's a fact. In the office. That's why you cannot see any change in most of these offices within the Lake region block. There is no change completely. The wise ones are outside because there's a competitor. Competitor say that no, if I give this person this opportunity, he's going to take my position. Meaning that in a local community, this is a fact. In a local community, we don't love our own.
What if also somebody will also say that youths are not united? This also can also be one of the factors that actually is causing a failure in a very huge community.
Youth are not united because of unemployment. Yeah. How will you go and convince an empty stomach to unite with you? So that you can go ahead and maybe start doing some things with them. The youth is having an empty stomach. How will you go ahead? For example, say that no, now let us do this. Let us go and ensure that we move that person from the office. How? Through voting. Atakwambia, bwana mimi, imagine my stomach is very empty and I need energy. You need energy. The first thing, so that you can go and fight for that. We have people who can implement, who can plan. Execution is a problem.
If you say youths are not united because of the empty stomach, is there any way, now you know you're talking to youths, is there any way that maybe a government or maybe anybody from the community can actually come and create ways whereby youth can actually become united so that their voices can be heard as one?
What I think, the first thing, let's use form something called the youth initiative programs or activities like sports, farming, and maybe poultry keeping and other things, so that they can come together. Then number two, I'll add you that maybe if you are now preparing for a certain cause, you forget about your pocket and other things. You fight for the good thing. Those who will reach there will know, will tell the people the story of what happened. And those guys who will not reach there, they also leave the best legacy. So if you are fighting, let us fight together. If you are tired, we'll be ruled by quacks, incompetent, and people who are not able to deliver They'll only maybe favor us because of maybe, I know you as a friend, take this money and go and take lunch. So youth will not go for free. And I think this is the thing I'm saying it today. Yeah? No politician should hire you to blog for him for free. Youth not this. People are making money through blogging or through being a content creator. You can create a content to support somebody. And later this person will get this position. You have a brain. That can be part of your business. Tell these guys something that, I personally am jobless. How will I support you? Yet you are getting something. Employ me. Or give me something, I start a business. Not sending me 500 shillings, 2,000, 5,000. Until when? How will I support? Maybe you have a family and you have people who can, who maybe benefit from you. Are you getting me? So let us go out and tell these guys that I personally am a youth. I'm not employed. If you want me to help you doing this, kindly pay me. Are you getting me? Let them call you handout seeker. Seeking handout is not employment. Seeking handout is not getting some sort of business with. I've been a culprit, by the way, I've been a culprit of many since 2013. But we benefited in the Kajwang's government. I still repeat that if any case the Kajwang family needs something, I will support them because Kajwang supported my education until I did my degree through Kajwang, the late senator. He did. Kajwang supported many youths. And Kajwang was building youths. What do you want? I want to go to Jeshi. What do you want? Nothing. What do you want? This one. He supported many. And if you go and view the environment of Suba North, the Kajwang legacy can be still are there.
Felt.
Thank you. So, in the process, let us use stand still and know what they want. Let this person empower you fully. Then ikifika tomorrow, don't cry that, I supported you, but you failed. Because when these guys, after these guys get the office, they even block you in social media.
Do you think training youths on the constitution can also play a major role?
Youth are reading constitution every day, and you understand it. You know what law entails, and everything. But the problem is, even if you talk about the civic education, the problem is, youths are still coming back to what we call, even if you read everything, the BBI, you support the BBI. On the youth side, how will you gain from it? Are you getting me? Because you find that now, youth are being given the mandate to go and to vie for these positions. And I'm very much happy because the government introduced the degree issue. You must have a degree to vie for any position. It is good. It is good. But not only knowledge. If you have knowledge and you have knowledge and wisdom are different. Leadership, you have to have both. You can be educated, but you don't have wisdom to bring resources to the people or to articulate issues. Are you getting me? So, for this matter, therefore, the Constitution support our request and mandate as youths. But the only problem we have, the unity you talk about, we are not fighting together. Number two, the next thing we can talk about, we have again, is that we are not being, and we don't encourage ourselves to go for this position. So my point is, I urge my fellow youth that let us try as much as possible not to be left behind. If there's anything in a community, go, even if you are going to get 3 votes or 36 votes, go for it.
There is that youth that has actually been doing a lot of so many, is actually very concerned. He's been voting, let me say, twice or thrice.
Yes.
But he's never gotten a change, and of course he's been affected negatively, in a
Yes.
negative way. And now he's really down, and he doesn't want anything to do with politics, anything to do with election, anything to do with voting. What can you tell that youth there?
Only faint-hearted people, mostly faint-hearted people, they don't go ahead in life. Youth have faced challenges, including me. But I was born dedicated and a strong guy. If you see me walking along the street, you'll find that I'm having a lot of money outside here. But what matters is having what we call understandable, organized, and maybe a passion and focusing about the future. So in the real sense, What I can urge the youth that have maybe they're tired of voting, that if you're tired, others won't be tired. If you're tired, pull up your socks.
He's
Go
tired,
out.
you know. This is why this person can actually be tired, because we've seen, uh, we've we've uh, we've actually seen in some days, in some elections that actually have passed, so many have suffered. Others were raped in their houses, others were actually beaten thoroughly, others, stalls were destroyed, others they lost their parents, and also they saw so many things to an extent that now they view politics as a vice. They view politics as something very bad indeed, and this is something they're growing and they're seeing, and they grow with it. So it's very, very demoralized.
Okay, thank you. Politics is a dirty game.
And this is youth and politics.
Yeah, this is a dirty
You
game.
want to advise this
Yeah.
young man
Okay,
to still continue.
politics is a dirty
You tell
game.
him there is hope ahead.
The reason being,
Yeah.
these things happen because of electoral injustice in Kenya. Are you getting me? Whereby the people who should be getting the certificate to lead, good leaders, are being left outside. Are you getting me? Because of money exchange, or maybe because of the influence of the party leaders. So in a long run, transformation cannot come very easily. Maybe at that point, that leader, maybe that youth was in a takeoff stage. Not yet even where near
How
near
far
maturity.
can you go?
I getting near maturity stage.
How
So
far can
now,
you go?
now as we can say that,
Yeah.
I'll just urge my fellow youth that let us not become tired now. It is time for us now to get out again now, to at least go for this thing in 2022. We still have time. Let us try, even if things happens. You saw the Right Honorable, my fearful friend and my political friend, Mr. The Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. They came together, shared their ideas with the president, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, and all those issues were sorted out. The BBI was not brought to bring changes. The BBI was brought to unite Kenyans. So I think those electoral injustices, I think they are going to end, and we are going to have a peaceful voting whereby we are going to elect people. You recall what Raila said when Raila went to Right Honorable Raila Odinga went to the fallen soldier, the Otada Jacoy Kamidio. Raila said very clearly that this time is going to ensure that those who will be voted in as good leaders will be given certificate, because the ODM party has been having these party malpractices whereby the good people who are voted in are not being given the certificate, because I don't know whose influence. But now Jacom said that this time we are going to take people who have been voted in by the voters. So now before you continue, now the thing is, my fellow youth, let us not become tired. Politics is a dirty game. When you are there, you can enjoy or you can cry. When the late Jacoyo Midio was defeated the other side, the man was angry and he went ahead and starting beating some villagers. You saw that? Beating some villagers because of loss. Why? There was something happened maybe that was not good in the process. So for my fellow youth, let us not be demoralized. Let us still go on and vote a youth. Are you getting me? Let's go there and vote a youth. Because remember, what development programs, what should matter much in our life is about our MCA and our governor. Resources are coming. MPs are there to oversight, legislate, and represent. That's their mandated roles. They are there to build schools, hospitals, and security and distribute bursaries. That's their roles. So the key things of development funds, if that money can come there to our wards, it will be a plus to us. But how many people will reach out to get that money? There's a question mark there because of whom you know. Vote a leader, go and vote a leader who can help you salvage or get develop in your community.
Thank you very much. I'm also seeing Gilbert Ngara is also watching with us. Thank you very big for watching with us. If you're actually joining us right now, we were discussing youth and politics, and of course, our guest in the studio was none other than Mr. Andrew Onyango, a political analyst and of course a lecturer. We are just winding, and before I do the winding up, allow me just to ask one more question, or just give you a particular. Just look at the camera, and of course, talk to our major topic was actually on the youth. Now look at the camera and of course talk to youth, advise the youth, tell him what you feel is good for him or his knowing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Steve. I think what I can tell my youth soberly is that building a strong political structure or economical structure does not come very easily. It is upon us to step forward and ensure that we fight not with our hand but with our brain, to ensure that we build something out of nothing. It is our time to go out. It is our time to be creative and innovative. It is our time to look for resources, be it in sourcing or outsourcing, so that we can be where those people are. But if God gave you that opportunity, don't forget to give back to the community. Be strong, dedicated, focused, and think about tomorrow, because now is gone.
You talk like a politician. Are you one? Do you want to sit as a youth? Are you vying for any position in the near future?
Of course I will.
Would you love to talk to your people that are now watching? Talk to the youth if they can support you.
Thank you very much. I think for my fellow youths who are following this program, I'm very much humble to forward my interest hinged on what I've discussed today, that maybe in the upcoming years I'll be willing, and my interest will be to represent the interest of either my fellow constituents or my fellow ward members, be it in Kondele ward, be it in Kisumu Central, or be it in Suba North constituency or Rusinga ward, Island ward. So in the long run, it is time for us to come out. We have brains. We can articulate issues. Let us set our mind ahead so that we can get what we want. It is time, and my time is coming. If I come for your support, kindly are there, consider and support the progress. The time is now, and you must watch their pace in relation to their strength, ability to build our opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear viewer. This was a lovely session, I do believe that most of us, and of course we've learned a lot in this session. Before I wind up, allow me to read some comment here. Gilbert Ngara is watching. Thank you very big. I have here again Ivy Odila. Ivy Odila.
Thank you, Migogo001. How are you?
Ivy Odila is saying politicians give the handouts and call it empowerment. Sad truth, but what can we do if we youths have accepted that we are leaders of tomorrow? But again, when is tomorrow?
I said before.
When is tomorrow?
I said before. Let us go for it now. Tomorrow won't be there. I'm repeating. So Migogo001, as my personal friend and a mother who has been supporting the girls' child education, more so in Kisumu Central. Yes, she has been doing her best, and I think one time I'll request her to come forward and at least represent her organization. If you look at, we went there, there's a initiative supporting girl child with pads, the school fee, and other things. She has been doing that. So what I can tell Odila is that handouts is not empowerment. If any case we can find a leader who can uplift you fully, somebody has changed your life, has helped you completely. But somebody always give you handouts, that person has not helped you. Because after the end of the day, 500 will go, then what will be the end product? Nothing. So Odila it is hard to stand up. Let us come together and form what we call a strong initiative youth movement program in support for anybody who will be willing to vie for any position in near future.
Thank you. We have Sami Haji. He's very active.
I like him. He's a good political analyst.
Sami Haji is saying our leadership in Western region has let us down. They only use youths for political benefits.
Fact.
In Central region, I have heard stories of how Uwezo Fund is easily channeled to the youths to initiate business and promote economy, whereas here in Nyanza, you'll find many groups of youths around CBD. Nyalenda and Kondele only making unnecessary noise, praising unknown leaders who only come home during campaign. Youths have to change and fight for a share in the country assembly, parliament, senate, and the business world.
Hey, that's a good. I think I admire
it's very
that.
Powerful, right?
It's a powerful point. But I think changing the youth's mind from handouts. You know, sometimes people are going for these things because of an empty stomach. Sometimes you think that you are having a family, you are going to sleep by night.
So, do you advise a youth to take handout, or what do you advise a youth to do?
Money is sweet. Money is sweet for everybody. Handouts is being taken even by, you can recall the other day, the parliament, when people are voting.
When they dish their money, we should just take it.
Just a minute. When those guys were voting, MPs were bribed with 5,000 to pass a bill, to reject a bill. It's true. In parliament, it happened.
5,000
only an MP to pass a bill. What about me, a common man, if I get 500 somewhere? So I'll go with it. But my mind will change. Would change. That what we need is there to change this narrative of handout. Our main core value is that let us support somebody who can support you fully, move you from poverty or move you from somewhere to somewhere. Somebody who can go to the community and initiate a project that can help the entire community. Somebody who can support education in that community. Are you getting me? How many bright students do we have who are just lagging behind there? They're there. They're not being given bursaries because maybe the mother or the father is not supporting a certainly. That narrative should stop. Are you getting me? That I'm not going to pay your school fee because your mother or your father is not supporting me. And that guy is bright. And they end up joining these drugs. Are you getting me? Starting taking Jaga and Changa and other things. And their life will be disoriented there. Then after that, they'll be arrested and taken to jail. Not because of their mistake, because of the community mistake. So it's upon us to build a strong bond with our community and help where necessary. Dulumoro wachonea ni chaka nyathina. My late mother used to tell me this when he went to the lakeside to look for fish. I'm from a background whereby most of us are just fishermen. By there I have 79 PhDs in fishing. It is true. In fishing I have 79 PhDs. Are you getting me? So my mom used to tell us that, my son, what you do today is that today we have not gotten anything.
How long does it take one to have one PhD?
One PhD in fishing? Yeah. In fishing? I think around depend with the learning process. So my mom used to tell me that, my son, chaka with what I have. Are you getting me? Yeah. When I was going to Form 1. When I was joining Form 1, I was given 4,000 to go and pay. Hakuna fee nilikula. My mother used to give me cash to go to and pay to school and my dad. So in a long run, na chaka. In the progress now, I can come to social media and at least articulate issues affecting our community. It's a process. Yeah, it's a process.
Unless you have a word you're leaving out, my director is telling me time is up.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm just still going to urge my youth that I'm always available and you can reach me. If any case there's some interested party following this program, just inbox me. Inbox me, we can share a lot based on leadership. You can inbox me, we can share a lot about the Marine College. And I'm urging my fellow Lugos community because down there I've never seen them. There are few. The Marine College is for all, and I'm only seeing the other tribe, like mostly the Kikuyu are many there. Why can't they take this opportunity? Because port is coming here, the Mombasa port is being upgraded. Then lastly, I can also urge, I'm also running a program on the Facebook page that is for top age clothing that is being managed, and the founder is Emma Nduno. If any case you are interested for men and women wear, kindly inbox me, and I will connect you to that lady, so that maybe you can also, she's a Luo from Suba, just subing any time Ogamatek. Suba people always try hard to meet their ends. So I will request my people to consider that. Kindly come forward and help that lady build her business. This is a patient.
Allow me to read another comment here.
Okay.
Viewers, we have here Engineer Wood Phoebe Legra.
Jatum.
Jatum.
Nyako chalo maembe. Nyako chalo maembe.
You can sing a bit?
Yes.
Sing it.
Nyako chalo maembe. I can sing Electra. I can try Electra. Electra mama nyathi mageno pari ndalowa mano abayo Kisumu City to jinyuoro Alex bendo nyisa nyathi no rombo. That song really, when I hear it anywhere, I have to maybe dance a bit.
That one was from Madanji Perimeter.
Madanji with the nini.
Yeah. It was actually lost. On behalf of Barumba Live TV, we also send our condolences to Madanji Perimeter, who just lost his wife.
Sorry, may the soul of the arrested hero rest in peace.
Now, Wood Phoebe also did sing this song of Mago Nonsense.
Mago Nonsense, yeah.
Mago Nonsense.
Ninyako, the single ladies, about the single ladies thing.
Ninyako Chaloma, Jomoko Ritomondo Chegi, Jomoko Chamigi Chupi.
Yes.
Now he's saying that, let me read his comment. The moment Kenya will have enough employment opportunities for all and resources distribution from the top to the lesser mwananchi, then things will change. It is lack of resources and mostly employment that make us the youth to go for handouts.
Thank you.
You get that?
I talk about unemployment.
The political class wanajua wakifanya vijana wapate kazi, hakuna siku they will manipulate us.
That's the reason why most politicians are not interested to engage or to associate with those who are educated. They always look for watu wa chini sana. We call them semi-literate. Yes, that's true.
Then there is a comment here from Bamaris Renson Ouma saying, Dio, you needed to tag me along. Wow. Ivo Dila is also saying, teach us how to get fish, so we will stop asking for fish. It's easy.
It is very easy. If you teach me on how I can go and seek for things outside, you empower me fully. But you keep on giving me handout without empowerment, I will still come out and to request for that handout. Then thank you, Migogo 001.
Migogo 001. Then we have Clement Ocheng is saying, I think it is high time Kenyans youths. It is high times Kenyans youths should wake up and remain focused and determined for their future lives and not accept to be used by selfish politicians as voting tools.
Manoja Rusinga. Thank you very much, Classy. I think what Phoebe has really summarizes what we've discussed today. The reason why the resource distribution allocation has been an issue, even if those resources, we have the resources in Kenya, in Kenya, or most of the Lake region, but the problem is about the leaders we have. Steve, this day I went for an interview, and I was asked, whom do I know? Are you getting me? And how much do you have? Are you getting me? And you'll find that most ladies, for them to be employed, that's a fact in our country here. There are things that we cannot talk about. There are many issues. But what we can do as people who understand the environmental issues and political factors in our country is that if any case the leaders we have can give the youth a conducive environment to express their views and empower them through creation of employment, we live on a better stage.
Thank you. Then we have Cosby Billy saying, say hi to Mr. Andrew.
Thank you very much, the tourism and
Yeah,
the cabin crew
the
student.
cabin crew student.
Thank you very much, brother.
We have Walaga Nick's Idi all the way from We Got Gardens. He's saying kumbe kudance ndio unajua kuimba hapa Andrew achana nayo.
Thank you very much, Jetugo.
Now this show is actually we also have another one. Bonwell Nyakwarigionga is saying what's your take on the political qualifications degree?
I think I've talked about that. Gionga
because right now the government there's a bill that's actually being passed that if you don't have a degree certificate you cannot vie for any position.
I think
so he's asking what is your take? Do you support that?
Jarusinga, I think what I can talk about that is simple, yeah. Education is good sometimes, but I think having a degree in leadership should be a concern to some level, and I wish the government, if they're very much concerned about this, less degrees start from an MP. The diploma should come to the ward reps, and I think that will be a core concern in most stations, because remember you can have a degree, but the character or traits or your values and community is raised to negative infinity. Then number two, wisdom also matters here. You can have a degree, but you are not wise on how you can go and bring the resources, and you don't have experience. So let the government consider this. Then the legal expert degree should go for the MPs. That's a plus, because you cannot tell somebody about the jurisprudence or about the obiter dictus issues or other factors in law, yet this guy doesn't even know the meaning. So some basic education should be considered here. So degree issues should be a concern here. Let the parties, let the MPs go for if you want to vie for MP, have a diploma, ward representatives.
So degree at member of parliament level is okay.
Kindly is okay.
But diploma
lower level
is okay.
For the ward representative.
Wow, thank you very big. Yeah. I'm also having here Bamaris Renson Ouma saying, is he supporting BBI?
Renson, I think I'd answer that. The reason why BBI is a big concern in our country. Number one, we have unity. He has unified the community. The issue of the ethnocentric factors now, we are still seeing it in our brother here, William Ruto, the deputy president. But when Raila and Right Honorable Raila Odinga, came together, and his brother, the president, Mr. Kenyatta, you are seeing some development in Luo-Nyanza. What we need is development.
So do you support BBI?
BBI, I'm supporting BBI, but I'm not supporting leaders who will come into not to implement what has been
So
passed.
when somebody asks you, do you support BBI?
I support BBI.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm requesting my viewers or voters to consider voting people who will fully implement what has been passed in the BBI. Yes.
Anyway, my dear viewer, thank you very big. That was actually a topic or discussion discussing today in the afternoon, youth and politics. You've actually heard the way Mr. Andrew Onyango here, a political analyst and of course a lecturer at Kenya Marine School of Kisumu, have actually tried to analyze his words and of course views. Thank you very big, of course, for also sharing with us your views and of course how you really perceive on the participation of youths in our country, rather in our government in this period. Now, this program was actually sponsored by Nairobi Aviation College. It's one of the best colleges ever to be in. Remember, Komba Nairobi Aviation is supporting so many talents there, be journalism, hotel, hospitality, and so many others. So you can actually reach them in their office at Nairobi Aviation College, next to fire station, opposite sports ground. You will definitely get them right there. And of course, let me read now one last comment here by Sameaji saying, Steve, wacha niende job tuonane Johnny at Andrew, wacha tupatane badai. But Mary Uma is saying, as he had the BBI report, will also get to give you answer And of course, very many coming days, we'll also be having a same program in the station. Get it away. Remember, that was your host in this program, Steve James, with of course my guest in the studio, none other than
The man himself and the chairman 001, Mr. Andrew Onyango. They also call me Woodjen or Jambita Rusinga. It is good sometimes to value your village, Sienga village. That's the best village that has really helped most of the people to be prominent in Kenya. Yeah.
Thank you so much, my viewer. Let's meet next time, same place. Of course, we'll be discussing very many topics. We'll also be getting you a very person prominent, of course, well conversant with the human rights in the station, and of course also be giving you many more of this at Barumba Live TV. Thank you for watching, and of course thank you for keeping it right here. I was your host in the program, Steve.